This week on the Gun Room, we are field testing Ruger's new Precision Hunter bolt-action rifle. Last year, Ruger introduced its precision target rifle based on its long-standing M77 modified Mauser action. And they had a lot of success. People thought this was a great rifle, heavy barrel, great little bunch of features on it. This is a great rifle for shooting long-range targets. It was mainly a bench gun. I mean, it was heavy, but it did have a bunch of features that people enjoyed and appreciated. Building on the success of that rifle, Ruger have now introduced the Precision Hunter. Now, what does this look like? Well, let's take a look at it from stem to stern, starting with the muzzle. We have a fairly basic muzzle brake on its cold hammer forged stainless steel barrel. Now, this is a 22-inch pipe rather than the 24-inch pipe found on their target rifle. So we're losing a couple of inches, we're losing a little weight, and also the profile has been slimmed down quite a lot. It's mated to a laminated stock. Now, this may look to you like something like HS Precision would produce, but it's actually a laminated stock. It's wood underneath there, and it's finished with this fairly attractive speckle finish. As you can see in the field, it has taken a few knocks now that we've had a chance to try it out in Africa, but it's been holding up reasonably well so far. It does have sling swivels front and rear, as you'd expect, and the whole thing is finished in a very flat, matte, bead blasted kind of a surface finish to the stainless steel action. Obviously it strips like a classic Mauser. It's got the long claw extractor, and it handles gas like a classic Mauser as well. So it's got a big flange on the back, so that if you do get a primer rupture or a case head separation, the gas doesn't flow down the left-hand bolt raceway and straight into your face. Unlike a classic Mauser, however, it does have a detachable box magazine. And this is a short action, and it's based on the AICS magazine pattern, and it is about as long of a cartridge in there as a 6.5 PRC as you can possibly fit in this size of a box. You can also probably notice there that the front spacer has been removed in the AICS magazine so that you can maximize the loaded length of the cartridge. Now, I mentioned this was chambered in 6.5 PRC. What's a 6.5 PRC? Well, everybody knows about 6.5 Creedmoor, and this is kind of like a Magnum 6.5 Creedmoor. It has greater case capacity. It's based on a fatter case, so you can cram more powder in there. More powder, more velocity, and whereas a 6.5 Creed you might get 2,700 feet per second out of a 143 grain bullet. This should produce around about 3,100 feet per second. Because we're hunting in Africa, I decided to come out and load these with the 120 grain GMX bullet, which is extremely tough. There's no load data for that, but using a ladder system, I did manage to come up with this, which kicks these out at a screaming 3,360 feet per second, which is smoking. It's right up there in like 264 Win Mag velocities, but from a short action. The trigger on this gun is, how should we put it? Okay. It comes in right about 4.5 pounds, and it's non-adjustable. So I would like to do a little bit of gunsmith work on there, or maybe just drop in a Timney. The length of pull is adjustable on this gun. There's a series of spacers that ship with it, and by swapping out the butt pad and the spacers, you can adjust it to fit your body. The medium set that came with it, straight out of the box, fitted me no problem, and I like around about a 13.5, 13.75 inch length of pull. All in all, it's a pretty feature-rich design. One of the few things that I don't like about it is that in this current configuration, with the detachable box magazine, the balance point of the rifle is right there, and it's awkward and uncomfortable. So if you're going to carry it in the field in the trail position, then it's going to get annoying. To solve that, what you can do is shift the balance point forward by adding a suppressor. So the can goes on, and then that shifts the balance point forward, and it carries in the field quite nicely. Well, this being South Africa, we're going to try this out on Plains game, and we're going to see if we can put some meat on the table. Well, we've just spent about 4 days putting this rifle through its paces in the beautiful Uncas Valley in KwaZulu-Natal. And one of the shots we took was at 300 yards, had to thread the needle, shooting downhill, and dropped a bush buck one shot. In fact, all the animals that we've shot so far with this rifle have gone down one round, one kill. It's pretty impressive in terms of performance. And in fact, the guides here are saying that, hey, you want to leave that behind? Unfortunately, it has to come home with me, but I do think I'm going to be adding this one to my personal collection.